let's talk about how to love your home and your whole life a whole lot more. Well, I got to start by sharing an example with you that is pretty recent for me. I have not talked about this publicly, but my husband and I have decided to move. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but the housing market's a little insane right now. So we picked the worst timing imaginable to decide to move, but we feel ready. We've been saving up and we'd like a little bit more space for our family. So we've just been kind of like keeping an eye out. You know, not desperate, not crazy, not panicking, not freaking out. But for the last, year or two, we've just been watching the market, seeing if something comes on the market, keeping an eye out in the areas that we like, in the school zones that we like, and so on. Well, recently, as in, 3 weeks ago, we found a house that was perfect. Like, y'all, it checked every single box of everything I want. And I would consider myself a little picky at this point in my life. Like if we're gonna move our 47 kids, I have 3, but it feels like 47 sometimes. If we're gonna haul everybody to a new house and go through all the rigmarole of cleaning and packing and moving and all that, like it's gonna be because it's what we want. So I have this long list of things that I want in a new house, and we want a bigger garage, and we want an open concept floor plan, and some things that we don't have in our house right now. And y'all, this house checked every box. It was a beautiful flat lot. It even had room to grow and expand if you wanted to in the future. Like you could stay there a long time. Awesome neighborhood, awesome school zone, awesome location. Everything about it was awesome. It was even on a cul-de-sac, and I remember my husband telling me that growing up on a cul-de-sac, he loved it because he and his friends could play in the street and not have to really worry about a lot of fast traffic driving by. And I was like, well, that wasn't a box I wanted to check, but it's a bonus. It's a cul-de-sac. Like, I know that this is the house God is going to give us. This is it. This is for sure. This is a sign from heaven. This is supposed to be our house. So we go tour the house, and even as I'm walking inside, I'm like, we basically already live here. Like the Christmas tree's gonna go there. They'll take prom pictures right here on the stairs. Like I can see our entire future, and it's at this house. So we make an offer that morning, and we made a strong offer in this crazy market, and an offer that I was confident in. I was like, yeah, I know the market's crazy. We're gonna make a good offer. Like I really feel good about what we're doing. What it occurs to me in this moment on Saturday morning that we have just seen the house right after this, that if we get the house, if they accepted our offer, which we would find out on Monday, that we would need to list our house pretty quick with the craziness of the market, but Matt and I were going on vacation. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna have time to go on vacation, come back, and then do all that. Then I need to do it now, which means we need to clean our house and get it ready to sell in 2 days. Now, I don't know about you, but the thought of cleaning my house and getting it ready to sell in 2 days' time before I went back to work on Monday sounded like Mount Everest. Like this is an impossible task. But I was like, we can do it. I love a good challenge. We're gonna do it because we're not giving up our vacation. We're very excited about our vacation. So we're like, we're gonna do it. We send our kids, our boys, to Florence, Alabama at my in-laws' house, and they get to spend the weekend with Mimi and Pop, and we absolutely bust it. I am just toys off the shelf, clothes, straightening, things are going in boxes, clutter is going in boxes, I'm turning this place into a museum, okay? Like nothing on the countertops, nothing on the floors of the closets, because I know that if we're gonna list it, we've gotta take photos and all this has to happen really, really fast. So we get scrappy, we get creative, I start cleaning all the clutter, and I don't know about you, but like when we got this house 8 years ago and we didn't have any kids, we didn't have hardly anything. We were like, we'll never fill this house. And of course, 3 kids and lots of Christmases and birthdays later with 3 kids and lots of presents and toys. Even if you purge and get rid of stuff and send it to Goodwill, there's just stuff. There's more stuff than you realize you have till it's time to move. So we're cleaning, we're organizing, we're getting it all ready. I even asked my mom if I could bring some boxes and bins of random things, toys and miscellaneous things that I just wanted out of sight over to her house. I was like, can I just store them at your house for just a little bit while we get these photos so that we can list the house? Because again, we were for sure definitely getting this house. Like basically God told me. He didn't, but like I just, for sure, I had the Christmas tree spot. Like this was a done deal in my mind. Well, on Monday afternoon, right after I had finished cleaning up the garage, like putting the last thing away for this house to be ready to show, I got the call that we didn't get it. And y'all, I was so sad. I was like, oh, but I thought for sure this was the one. I haven't seen a house yet that we wanted. This was it. And so we were bummed. But here's what happened after that. I kind of loved how my house looked. I kind of loved not having so much clutter around. I was like, how can we create some version of this to continue to live in? And y'all, since then, since I have not gone to my mom's house to get those bins back, I realized that we can live with a lot less. Now, I want to paint a picture for you in case you're getting the idea that I'm some kind of a hoarder. I'm not. I really clean stuff out, but it's amazing how much less you can live with if you do, if you try it. Not only that, how much less you want to live with once you've experienced it. So you know what? I got to tell you a secret. Don't tell my kids, okay? Those boxes aren't coming back, ever. They're just going to get escorted to Goodwill because we don't need them back in our house. We live fine without them. And my life is so much more full of space and margin and peace, not having stuff from kids and toys and 5,000 hats and a million different kid scissors and crafts and all this junk that we have to store and clean and organize and sort and keep up with and even just look at, even just seeing it visually. This whole experience taught me something. Even though we didn't get the house that I thought for sure we wanted, even though we may move in the future, this experience, this exercise in working on getting my house cleaned and pared down and decluttered in 2 days taught me a lot about not only how much less I can live with, but how much less I want to live with. How much more I enjoy my home when there's less in it. How much more I enjoy my life when there's less clutter, less distractions, less junk, less toys, less things to clean, less things to organize, less things to keep up with, less things to even look at. Just seeing space, just seeing margin in my home has made a huge difference in not only how I feel about my home, but how I feel about my life. You know, it makes me think of a principle in design that some of you may be familiar with if you're graphic designers. Back when I was in college at the University of Tennessee, I was an advertising major, so we learned all about graphic design and creating great ads. And what most people think, if you're an amateur or you don't know design well, you haven't been trained, is you think cram all the crap on the page. You've seen those ads, right? Like in the newspaper or in magazines where it's those ads that just have like a million bold fonts, all caps, so many pictures and graphics and arrows and starburst, and it's just full of clutter. You don't know what the ad is advertising. You don't know what you're supposed to buy or do or look at or read because there's so much crap on the page. A principle in design is white space. Leave white space. Leave blank space in your ad because what happens is the white space makes the things that you put on there stand out. The white space is what makes the words that are actually there mean something. The white space shows you what's most important, which are the few design elements that are there. Those are the best ads. Those are the most effective ads. Those are the ads you want to look at and read, and you know exactly what you're supposed to do after looking at them. I wonder if the concept isn't true in our lives as well. Less might make the things that we have matter more. Less might enable us to enjoy the things that we have even more. So I don't know what this looks like for you, but at a minimum, I hope it encourages you to declutter this weekend. Pick one room. Pick one room and just decide I'm going to declutter by 50%. Or maybe you pick one day and you're gonna just sweep through the house and get rid of a bunch of stuff you don't use, you don't look at, you don't need. It's just in the way. And no, you might not need to save it for one day. If you haven't touched that outfit since 1997, you're not gonna wear it this year. You're not going to. It's time for it to go. I don't know what it looks like for you, but I want to encourage you to do something. Find a way to create less in your life so that you can enjoy your home and your life a whole lot more.